You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Share and subscribe our channel. Story title: The Good Little Mouse, Part 1. Once upon a time, there were two neighbouring kingdoms, each as different from the other as night and day. In the Joyous Land, King Edmund and Queen Seraphina loved each other dearly. They were always together, whether hunting in the vast forests, fishing in the sparkling lakes, attending grand balls, or enjoying operas. Their laughter and joy were so infectious that their subjects also lived in perpetual happiness, singing, dancing, and reveling in the bounty of the kingdom. In stark contrast, the Land of Tears was ruled by King Malvagio, a bitter and cruel ruler. He despised happiness and punished anyone who dared to smile. His kingdom was shrouded in gloom and fear, with subjects who barely dared to look up from the ground. King Malvagio, consumed with jealousy upon hearing of the Joyous Land's happiness, decided to wage war against King Edmund. He mustered a massive army and marched towards the Joyous Land, bringing with him a wave of dread and despair. Queen Seraphina, hearing of the impending invasion, was terrified. "Sire," she pleaded with King Edmund, "let us gather our treasures and flee to the farthest corners of the earth." But King Edmund, brave and resolute, replied, "Fie, madam, it is better to die with honour than to live as cowards." He gathered his soldiers and, after a tender farewell to Queen Seraphina, rode into battle. Despite their valiant efforts, the Joyous Land's army was overwhelmed. A messenger brought the dire news to the queen. "The battle is lost and the king is dead. The enemy will be here any moment." Queen Seraphina fainted from grief, and her ladies-in-waiting carried her to her chambers. The castle was soon overrun by King Malvagio's troops. The wicked king himself stormed into the queen's room, found her hiding with her baby daughter, Princess Delicia, and, with a cruel laugh, dragged them both back to his kingdom. King Malvagio decided to imprison Queen Seraphina and Princess Delicia in the highest tower of his castle. He kept them on the barest of rations, only 3 boiled peas and a morsel of black bread each day. As time passed, both grew thin and weak. One evening, as Queen Seraphina sat at her spinning wheel, a tiny, beautiful mouse appeared. The queen spoke to it kindly. "Alas, little creature, I have nothing but these 3 peas, but I will share them with you." To her surprise, after giving the mouse a pea, a feast appeared on her table. This mysterious occurrence continued daily, with the mouse dancing for the queen's amusement and bringing her joy amidst her sorrow. Despite her harsh conditions, the queen began to feel a glimmer of hope. Queen Seraphina devised a plan to save her daughter. With the help of the little mouse, who brought her straws, she wove a basket sturdy enough to lower Princess Delicia from the tower. One day, she noticed an old woman passing by and called out to her, explaining her plight and asking if she would take care of her baby. The old woman, who was actually the fairy Morgana in disguise, agreed, but with one condition. She wanted the little mouse for her meal. Queen Seraphina, unable to bear the thought of harming her only friend, hesitated. The old woman, insulted, left in a huff. That night, as Queen Seraphina packed her baby into the basket, the little mouse revealed itself as the fairy Morgana. The fairy praised the queen for her kindness and promised to protect and care for Princess Delicia. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.